Staystvo 5500 BC 4000 BC. This era has its distinctive features, the most prominent being the so-called stay ink way of life, from which this period received its name. Staystvo is at the same time the oldest period for which we have reliable accounts of human existence, and whose movements and development we can trace. The first settlements were built along the banks of rivers, and these settlements, during the period of Staystvo, transformed into large villages with populations ranging from 200 to 600 inhabitants, with stays dwellings, measuring 5 to 8 meters wide and 10 to 40 meters long. 36th paragraph, 50th sentence. The establishment of settlements along riverbanks did not start at the same time as the beginning of the Staystvo era but much earlier. Unfortunately, we do not have sufficient insight into their development. All we know is that their development was gradual and temporally very long. River valleys provided the best conditions for the still undeveloped agriculture, prompting the construction of settlements along riverbanks. With the refinement of agriculture, settlements were also built in plains, usually on fertile soil. The discovery of agriculture led to the rise of man on the land, and it was a significant turning point in history, says Piran. 48th paragraph, 21st sentence. In our case, it was not just any land. It was the most fertile and suitable for agriculture, such as the land in the Danube region. These were primarily the fertile valleys of rivers. The Danube, from Vienna to its mouth, Tisa, Morava, Drava, Sava, and Prut. A significant turning point in the development of the Danube culture occurred around 5500 BCE, which we consider the beginning of Staystvo, sedentary lifestyle. It is commonly accepted that agriculture began in the Near East around 6000 BCE, 48th paragraph, 21st sentence. Therefore, for the Danube region, this time can be adjusted 1,000 years or so earlier, considering the temporal gap in development between the Danube region and Mesopotamia, and in all other branches. Some contemporary discoveries indicate that the Proto-Serbs in the Danube region had a temporal advantage in the processing of copper and bronze, more than 2,000 years ahead of Mesopotamia. During this period, in addition to agriculture, householding and craftsmanship played a prominent role, with increasing attention given to food preparation and clothing. The construction of dwellings, the crafting of necessary tools and garments, constituted the earliest crafts of the sedentary lifestyle. River crossings were facilitated using makeshift rafts, tying together several logs, and the first boats were made from old, hollowed tree trunks. The materials for making weapons, tools, and various implements were initially stone and bone, followed by copper and bronze. Earlier, it was believed that metal processing had not yet been mastered during Staystvo. However, it is now reliably known that the Proto-Serbs were using copper axes during that time. One such axe was found with a person from the Alpine glaciers. For comparison, copper came into use in Mesopotamia just before 3000 BCE, 64th paragraph, 7th sentence. The copper axe found with the mentioned person from the glacier dates back to the first half of the sedentary lifestyle. The Proto-Serbs in the Danube region made significant progress in the production of clay vessels, which became both functional and decorative towards the end of the sedentary lifestyle, requiring advanced pottery skills. The Danube people used mills and ovens, and for wood processing, they used not only ordinary axes but also chisels and adzes. In Egypt, during the same period, only ordinary axes were known. 58th paragraph, 48th sentence. Among the Proto-Serbs in the Danube region, during the sedentary lifestyle period, we find traces of the first beliefs linked to natural phenomena. There are also traces of the first temples and early rituals. Evidence of beliefs in certain gods and their idols, such as deities of the sun, sky, earth, and fertility, has been discovered. The earth was personified as a mother goddess. 56th paragraph, 46th sentence. All these beliefs are also present in the later developed Serbian divinity. The main archaeological sites from the sedentary lifestyle period are Lepenski Vir, Starchevo, Kepše, and Karanovo, and there are many more of lesser significance. Regarding this Danubian culture, Schild states that it was a distinctly agricultural culture that spread across the Balkan Peninsula, from the Danube to Thessaly and from Cyprus to Bulgaria. North of the Danube, it extended through the Tisa and Koros valleys into Transylvania, and east of the Carpathians, it reached the sources of the Sirid and Prut rivers and the middle course of the Dniester. One of the significant achievements of the sedentary lifestyle is the emergence of the first form of writing. Here, we are not referring to writing in the contemporary sense, but rather to the initial stages of writing as it was in its infancy. Initially, craftsmen used various patterns to decorate or mark their weapons and tools. The repeated selection of patterns and their shaping led to the repetition of certain symbols, which began to signify something specific. This process led to the establishment of a set of symbols in the first writing system through which certain concepts could be expressed. Towards the end of the Staystvo, the Proto-Serbs had a certain number of symbols used for specific purposes. To express an idea, they combined a particular symbol with an established meaning and a drawing of the object to which it referred. This gave rise to the first form of pictorial writing, which played a crucial role in the emergence of writing. Piran suggests that writing initially began with symbols, then progressed to pictograms, and later developed into syllabic writing. This accurately establishes the origin and development of writing in general and specifically Proto-Serbian writing, as confirmed by findings in the Danube region, Troy, and Crete. Despite claims that the first writing was found in Samaria around 4000 BCE, with 1500 characters on clay tablets from the Uruk period, comparisons can be drawn between Mesopotamia and the Danube region. While the Sumerians had a symbolic script of 1500 characters, the Serbs had a well-developed alphabet of around 30 letters, known as the Vinčan script, during the same period. The main sites associated with the Proto-Serbian script include Vinča, Starčevo, Tartary, Tordosh, Karanovo, Gračanica, Banica, Sidovo, Troy, Crete, and Phoenicia. Literacy initially began with symbols, evolving from ideograms to logograms or pictorial writing, where ideas were expressed through images. This pictorial writing transitioned into ideography, where the idea represented by an image was conveyed without using the image itself. Ideography then developed into logography, consisting of around 90 signs or logographic feet. Logography emerged directly from ideography, with each logographic sign representing the initial syllable of the ideogram. Each letter had the phonetic value of one syllable. The cuneiform script of the Near East is essentially a logographic system. In Danube River region's writing, logography evolved into scriptwriting or alphabet, maintaining some logographic signs. Several logographic signs persist in Russian and Bulgarian scripts today, as they did in Serbian until Vuk Karadzic's reform. It can be reliably asserted that the Proto-Serbs in the Danube region during the sedentary lifestyle laid broad foundations for Serbian and European literacy. Equally undeniable is the fact that the Enlightenment in the Danube region influenced the entirety of Europe, the Near East, and North Africa. Towards the end of the sedentary lifestyle, new elements emerged in Danube region literacy, leading to the extensive spread of the Danubians throughout Europe and Asia Minor.